Nyarji Chimbo, so the Nyingma on the Molam Chimbo of Jada, Pakatang, Sandu Sharmado, Tumba Tukji, Janla, Givyan, Sir, Rom, Chuji, Anji Popana, Tisum Sanji, Gunjing, and year on some Churpung, on some Tonza Bed, Zawela Manala, Givyan, Sir. All right. Today, we're going to meditate on the nature of thoughts. And how to keep awareness throughout the day. So I will also explain the relationship between thoughts and awareness. And we're going to meditate on the nature of thoughts. So this is very important. Dealing with our own mind and working our own mind's nature is the best way to attain enlightenment. So the best solution, best antidote to our own problems is to face negative thoughts and try to understand their nature. That's what I mean, meditate on the nature of thoughts. So if we can do that, then whatever our problem, whatever is, they will disappear by themselves. So we can discover this through our own personal experience. So the best thing we can do is try to understand our own true nature. That is the better than all of the other solutions, all of the other antidotes. So we have for dealing with our afflictions and negative thoughts. And by constantly observing our own everyday thoughts and emotions, we will slowly come to understand our own mind and our own true nature. So we will see how our mind interprets what we feel, and we will realize that what makes life complicated is our own misconceptions, right? So we can see our problems through doing this. As you know, teachers say that the more you understand, the more progress you make, the closer you get to liberation. Because there is no progress without understanding. And there are many teachers who are pointing out the importance of being able to see our thoughts, and especially negative thoughts and emotions. this is because the Buddha said that what we are is the result of our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make our lives. I quote from Buddha. So what we are is the result of our thoughts. That's why with our thoughts, we make our world. So we are means, we are the result of what we think about our experience. That's why, from the Buddhist point of view, it is important to examine the nature of our thoughts. And through that investigation, we will find out the nature of thoughts. That's the only way. Again, Buddha said that what we are is the result of our thoughts. That's why we have to investigate and try to find out the nature of our thoughts. So, when your thoughts arise, take a moment and just notice your thoughts as they pass through the mind, your mind. Just observe what appears and disappears in your mind. And if you go further and investigate, sort of deeper your thoughts, then usually people will get some sort of uncertain doubts, uncertain questions. Like when you go through and kind of investigate deeper in your thoughts, then your question is like you experience, this kind of, like, is the observer of thoughts a thought itself? Or is this observing sort of this awareness, a sort of function of your body, your brain? Or is it something that exists independent of the body or brain? If you really go deeper and you investigate, you meditate, you invest analytical, right? Analytical meditation, if you do this, you investigate, you examine your thoughts, where they come from, where they go, and then these kind of questions arise. And when you do that, you might be able to notice that there are two significant aspects sort of present in your experience. The thoughts observed and the fact that there is some conscious observer of those thoughts. For example, you as the observer of your thoughts is like the mirror. And your thoughts are like the reflections that appears in the mirror. So the point is that it may be possible to find out the nature of thoughts through sort of this kind of investigation, So when you investigate your thoughts, if you have lots of questions, don't worry about them. Just because if you think too much about this thing, then you will never find the nature of thoughts, because you're following sort of one thought after another like that, so you were going to lose the point. So when you look at your thoughts, look at your mind, they're going to disappear, and you will see then, your true sort of unchanging this awareness, like spiritual nature. So that is your awareness. So you have to see the relationship between the thoughts and the awareness. So when you look at your thoughts, they're going to disappear, and then you will see this kind of spiritual nature. That is very clear. And then you see that's what we say. That's your awareness. And this awareness is always present, even when the mind is full of thoughts. And this awareness sort of continue to be present even after thoughts and perceptions have sort of disappeared as well. So this awareness is actually not dependent on the dualistic mind. And it is not dependent on your thoughts. It is not dependent on your memory. It is not dependent your emotions or your imaginations, It's always there. It's always present. And the more you just remain in this awareness and observe inner and outer phenomena, the more a sense and certainty of the nature of reality arise. That means you are approaching your goal of the recognition of the nature of phenomena. So it is very important, this awareness. This awareness is a little bit different than when we talk about mindfulness and awareness. So in order to find out this awareness, first, you must understand the nature of your thoughts. Your nature of thoughts are free from all kinds of distractions. When you understand this, you will see that there is a clear this awareness. And once you see that, if you work with this awareness, you will notice that your thoughts will vanish, and this is the key to what is known as the self-liberation of thoughts. You don't have to do anything. As long as you sort of, look at your mind, look at your thoughts, then they're going to disappear. And then what you find is this self-awareness, self-liberation of thoughts, self-awareness. So what is the difference between thoughts and this self-awareness? The point is, through this sort of these instructions, through these investigations and your meditation, you are able to release yourself from all kinds of negative emotions, all kinds of these afflictions and distractions. That is the point. And your mind the mind becomes more calm, through this meditation. Then your natural awareness become more recognizable, when you look at your thoughts, right? And if you see, the nature of thoughts, then it's very easy and sort of recognize, this, what do you call it, self-liberation, self-awareness, the awareness, Once you recognize it, you will see it has an amazing capacity that gives you the ability to see everything clearly. That is the point. And so if we look at the mind, and if we sort of work with our mind, we begin to recognize its nature, which is in the Heart Sutra we just chanted, the great wisdom and emptiness. So look at your mind, working with your, meditate mind, right? It's very important, because if we realize that all of this sort of experience of happiness and unhappiness completely depend on this mind, these thoughts, then we will know that we have to focus on our mind, and through doing that, eventually we will be able to control our minds, these negative thoughts, negative emotions, and be tolerant of all situations. Then, whatever we do, we will be very, that is, like this Buddhist, a point of view, happiness. We're talking about happiness, right? So whatever we do, we will be very happy. Then our whole this attitude will be different, and everything will turn out very good. That is the point. That is the purpose of meditation. And then, teachers say that even though you are living in this world, which is sort of is suffering, but your mind will experience happiness. Because, Buddha said, is I just give you, right? Said that what we are is the result of our thoughts, right? So if you work in your mind and you will see the nature of your awareness, it doesn't matter. Your body is physically, you're living in this sort of samsara, right? But your mind is very happy. I usually think that how wonderful would it be if people enjoyed their life and their relationships without too much sort of desire and this fish love. I don't like that. So because from a Buddhist point of view, you know this, right? You know this. The most important thing is whatever we possess and whatever we have, Buddha said, we should try to have it without too much attachment and desire, because then it will be easy to let go of if something happens to it. If we have less desire, less attachment, then easy. People we say, like you're suffering from whatever negative emotions, and then we say, teachers say, try to let it go, and the students, I can't let it go. Because we have very strong this habit, like these afflictions, this ignorance, anger, attachment. That's why we can't let it go. But if we have less of this, things, then something happen, because it will happen, right? Something happen, because everything is impermanent. There's nothing permanent. So it will something happen. Then if we have we enjoy it, and our our properties, the relationships, and family, friends, whatever we enjoy, right? And something is happened, it's happened. Then easy to let it go. I mean, you see, we all know this. We all sort of intellectually know this, and logically, we don't have, too much sort of desire, attachment. Then something happens, then intellectually all easy to let go. But our sort of innermost wish and what we actually do are very opposite. So that means we want happiness, of course, but we harm ourselves, and we develop this negative seeds in our mind. Then we accumulate negative karma. But if we meditate on the nature of thoughts, then there is more room to experience our daily life, which means there is a more room to let this sort of selfish mind dissolve. And if we do this, then it will be possible to have things without any sort of attachment. Still, you can have whatever you want, you can have it. But the thing is, this selfish mind can't really, if it's difficult to dissolve this selfish mind, this ego clinging, ego mind. Because currently, right now, every thought that we have is based on our ego mind. That's why if you meditate on nature of thoughts, the true nature of this thought, the ego mind, the selfish mind, is beyond that. So that's why Buddha said, in the teachings Buddha, it says that, my mind is totally liberated. My mind is totally liberated. There is no Buddha other than that. Right? That means like it is the direct sort of realization of this great emptiness and wisdom. So it has the ability to understand and that this awareness, this mind has a knowing quality. We call the clarity. And in order to bring out these qualities of the true nature, we must look at mind through meditation, three things, through meditation, discipline, and concentration. And also, when you meditate, you all, very good meditators, but when you meditate, the most important thing for meditation is, I think, one preparation, one power, two implements, and three methods. So one preparation is when you meditate, not to expect immediate sort of results. Like, you should not expect enlightenment after sort of 1 week or 1 month of practice. So do not have sort of too much expectations for your meditation. You just do it. You just meditate, sometimes good, sometimes not good, but just keep going. That is very important, preparation. And the one power is, of course, the power of diligence, which is you have to meditate. If you don't meditate, even though you have this amazing capacity and qualities, the nature of your awareness, all of this, we all have this. We possess. Doesn't matter if you don't have this power of diligence. It doesn't, it doesn't work. And then I said two implements. Two implements are, that, mindfulness and awareness. Very important. Without mindfulness, awareness, you can't practice. Your meditation is like no essence. And then there are three methods. Three methods are, when you meditate, of course, right, try to relax. So resting, and then you meditate, like within 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, then your thoughts arise and all of these distractions, right? So then you continue resting. And then still it's very difficult, right? So then you repeated resting. So these three are actually, when we talk about shamatha meditation, so these three are there, right? But I just bring all of this sort of, what I feel is like, a good meditator, we really need these things. Otherwise, it's difficult, right? So these are very important, okay? But I will explain these sort of tools, these methods, more sort of in detail next time. maybe these are kind of stages of meditation. So we have the stages of meditation retreat is coming. So maybe I will explain. These are very important because we need this. If you want to meditate, you need method. You need a good methods, good tool. Otherwise, very difficult to practice, So these are actually like kind of the stages of your meditation. So it's very important to practice in a very skillful way, Otherwise, your meditation can take you a wrong direction if you sort of incorrectly use it. And in order to experience the benefit of meditation and realization of reality, it is necessary to practice correctly. Even though, like when you practice very correctly, it's still difficult, right? Still difficult. But if your meditation becomes sort of stronger and sort of more clear, then you will definitely experience pleasure, this sort of, feeling or, sensation. It becomes very strong and you will experience great comfort. Then you can take your meditation a part of your life. And then you become very confident in your meditation at this point, because you directly see the benefit of your meditation and also your experience. So therefore, if you practice the Dharma properly and follow the instructions, it is definitely good for you, right? Because through the practice of your mind and the development of your all qualities of your mind, each and every moment you're getting better and better. If you have this, the one power, the power of diligence. So when you recognized this correct view, you then take that view as the path all the way to liberation. And you practice using the oral instructions from your teachers. And you practice it over and over again so that you can develop the qualities of liberation further and further. And then you are getting, closer and closer to the liberation. That's your kind of, ultimate goal. That's how you now let's meditate on your thoughts, okay, for a few minutes. The object of meditation this time different, okay? All of you different meditate on, because you are going to meditate on your thoughts, right? So you sit uncomfortable on chair or whatever cushion, then try to relax, right? Try to relax, bring your mind back to your body, relax your body, and then you close your eyes and then you look at your mind. You just relax, right? And then if you are not relaxed, you are not ready to look at your mind. But once you're relaxed, and then you are ready to look at your mind, and you will see whatever emotion, good or bad or whatever emotion, um, and thoughts you have at this moment in your mind. You're not visualizing like yesterday's what is going on, like tomorrow, these emotions and thoughts, not like that. You are pick up one emotion, whatever, one thought, this moment, whatever you have in your mind. So you pick that, you meditate on that. Then you think about that emotion. Maybe you have attachment this moment. Maybe you have a little bit anger, I don't know. Maybe you have whatever desire. Maybe you have jealousy. Maybe you have like whatever, like compassion. Maybe you have love and kindness, whatever, this moment. When you relax, look at your mind, whatever your thoughts and emotions there. So you pick at that and whatever there. So try to recognize it, okay? And then you should go into the emotion more sort of deeply, okay? More deeply, so that you have the experience of that emotion. So for example, if you have like desire, you can choose sort of any object that you are attached to. As you experience this sort of feeling of desire or attachment, then just observe the emotion and bring your sort of attention to your awareness that is observing the feeling of desire or attachment. And then you will see, when you do that, you will see what changes arise as you do this in your mind. Maybe right now, this moment, we have a little bit attachment, but then as soon as you recognize it, it will change it. Another emotion arise, whatever, right? So you will see the mind, your thoughts, it also this way you can recognize, like they are changing, moment by moment. So we are usually following our thoughts one after another, and many different thoughts, millions of thoughts, so but we don't recognize it. We just follow thoughts, but we don't recognize the nature of this thoughts. So in most cases, if you do this kind of meditation, the emotion will disappear. If you really sort of recognize the nature of this emotion, it will disappear right there. And then you just relax there and, you just meditate on that. Meditate on that means you just, once you recognize the nature, your emotion, and it's disappear, no longer there, then you just relax there as long as you can. Then of course another thoughts and emotion will arise, right? So then you do that again, same thing. And then you meditate on that, you just relax. And then you do this like again, all the time, and then eventually your stability, your mind will stay longer, and then your emotions or whatever your thoughts, you have less thoughts. That's the kind of the point and the benefit of meditation. Right now we have more thoughts, and less sort of relaxation. And then as you meditate over this, this kind of meditation, you do this over and over again, then eventually your relaxation will develop and then less thoughts. So do you understand what I'm saying? Just look at your mind, whatever your thoughts, and then just, try to go deeper into the essence of the thoughts, and then it will disappear, and then you meditate on that. And then the next, another thoughts, the same thing, right? And sometimes you can try to meditate with like feeling of like sadness, whatever, or, other like these emotions. And you can think about sort of what emotional states seem to be most challenged, difficult in your life experience, and then do that, practice with them. So that is the thing, is you when you meditate like that, then the one thing is you will recognize your awareness, the self-liberation. And the second thing is eventually you can control your negative thoughts and emotions, and then eventually disappear. You have no negative thoughts and no emotions. That's we call the Buddha. There. You are, yeah. Okay? So you don't make, when you meditate, you look at your mind and you don't make any sort of new thoughts, though. Whatever is there. So you just meditate on that. You just try to recognize and the essence of this emotion, and then it's very simple. It's very hard, but very difficult, but it's very simple. It's easy. Just relax and look at your mind. Doesn't matter. You want to keep your eyes closed or open or whatever, but then just to look at your mind, and then whatever you have. Maybe I said the different feelings, different emotions, and whatever you pick one, and then you just go deeper there, and then just when they get, when they disappear, and then you, relax there and as much as you can. Okay, for a few minutes, please.